Girl, I am loving these nifty mittens. Dude, it makes me a little nervous that your mittens say Edmonton on them. Do you think Kadri's getting traded? What? He's not Mark Fraser. Relax. Don't kill the vibe, man. They won. What? You serious? Mind blown. We need ideas. I'm dumb. Silly hard. We get to the game, please. Dreamweaver. Leafs win. That's a double fist pump right there. 6-3 over the Florida Panthers. Toronto Maple Leafs. Giant killers. How are the Florida Panthers not first place in the league, let alone in a playoff spot? Because if anyone watched HBO 27, I could have swore the Florida Panthers went 3-0 or 4-0 during it. I think they've beaten the Red Wings more times than they've played them this season. That's how dominant they've been. But in this one, it appears the Panther is just a little pussycat, yeah? Well, not at first. The Leafs were down 2-0, and all I could think of was that time in HBO 24/7 when Randy Carlyle caused permanent vocal cord damage. He was yelling so loud. He was yelling stuff I've never heard before. We haven't pissed a f***ing drop! Whether you know what that means or not, you know he's pissed. It was scary. But then, the dream. Nazem Kadri. The Leafs scored 6 goals. I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, so let's focus on the dream. First goal, Kadri in the Florida Panthers zone, carrying the puck, takes a shot, stopped. Defenseman retrieves it. He goes, give me that stupid puck back, goes around the net and feeds it up the ice. Toward the blue line, I should say. Cody Franson scores before the period is done, and the Leafs have life. They go into the intermission down 2-0. Who knows? Then Mason Raymond scores off the rush, which I'm pretty sure I said he never does a few videos ago. Nope! I'm happy about it though. Dude, I got like a red mark now. I can't be doing this stuff. I'm an adult. JVR scores to put the Leafs up 3-2. Panthers fans, a tip. Because I'm no pro scout, I don't really know the X's and O's as well as others do, but I do know that if you want a fighting chance of not getting scored on while JVR is in front of your goalie, push him, give him a shove, do something. You might not be able to move him, but you might. Panthers didn't even make eye contact with him. Being in front and just being a dick. Remember when I said I wouldn't focus on all the goals? That's out the window. You think I script these? Leafs go up 4-2 with Nikolai Kulemin. Eagle-Eye Nikolai snipes it. Set up from Joffrey Lupul. But it was Nazem Kadri battling in the corner with, I believe it was Weaver? I don't even know his first name. My first instinct was to call him Blake, but that's Blake Wheeler. Mike, it's Mike. That's where the computer is. It's Mike. Strips Mike Weaver of the puck and the Leafs have a 2-goal lead. Weaver also on the ice for the 5-2 goal. Morgan Riley bursts in like, oh, I'm sick and I'm only getting sicker. Gives it to Kadri and Kadri just goes, dinner is served. Joffrey Lupul scores, which means I have to take another trip to the pharmacy. I'm gonna just start taking prenatal vitamins every time he's on the ice. 5-2, Florida Panthers scored another goal, who cares, whatever. Bozak gets a nice setup from Kessel and that's the game. But as you see, Kadri, sick game. And remember a few videos back, it might not have even been 10 videos ago, maybe exactly 10 videos ago, when I said Kadri is slumping and he's averaging 0.6 points per game. Over 82 games, that's a 49-point pace, and that's just not good enough. I understand. But in the very short amount of time since I said that, Kadri has now gone up to 0.73 points per game, which over 82 games is 59.83, I mean 0.83, rounded up 60 points in an NHL season. A 23-year-old center getting 60 points in his first full NHL season, full as in October to April regular season, is great. Now he gets suspended and a little bit of stuff, so he's on pace for 57. If he hits 60 this season, I will be delighted. That would mean getting 22 points in his next 26 games, which is a lot to ask. And I gotta say, I love Kulemin on that line. Kadri, I think, is a better defensive player than most people give him credit for. Lupul, still good. But I don't want Joffrey Lupul worrying about defense anyway. Like, I mean, he shouldn't be irresponsible, but I want his focus to be on putting the puck in the other net. Kulemin helps give them that luxury, and you've seen in this game he can contribute as well, which makes me wonder where the hell David Clarkson fits when he gets back. That little chestnut. Bolin, Clarkson, Raymond could be pretty cool. Anyway, a trade! What? I love when these happen before I shoot a video, because these take a while to shoot and then edit, and as I'm uploading it, I'm like, work is done. What? And I'm just tweeting about it going, this could have gone in the video. But guess what? The Leafs trade Mark Fraser over to the Edmonton Oilers in exchange for Teemu Hartikainen and Cam Abney. I believe it was originally reported as Cam Abner, and I'm typing that on HockeyDB like the Leafs traded for a guy who doesn't exist. Cam Abner. Teemu Hartikainen and Cam Abner. That's a mouthful. fantastic trade for the Leafs. Mark Fraser hasn't been playing. He's played one game since December 17th, and it was a 6-1 ass-kicking at the hands of Carolina, when Randy Carlyle scratched Jake Gardiner because reasons. Like, honestly, I hope Gardiner was hurt that game and they just didn't say anything. Because why the hell else would you do that? Anyway, the Oilers get a guy who can hopefully jump in their lineup right away. I know he's been battling injuries so far this season, but he should be pretty fresh by now. I'm no doctor, but at very least he's been getting some rest, and there just wasn't a place for Fraser on this team. Gleason has stepped in and played very well. He's a human dartboard out there with all the shots he blocks. Riley is really starting to evolve. I'm really starting to like Morgan Riley. And if you gotta pick one of Fraser or Ranger, I pick Ranger. Hell, I pick TJ Brennan, but he's stuck on the Marlies. So if Fraser can maybe sort of help the Oilers face less than 100 shots a game, I'm sure that'd be lovely for them. Let me tell you about who the Leafs got. Cam Abney and Teemu Hartikainen. I just love saying their names back to back. I switched it up that time. Put Abney first. You didn't expect that, did you? Unscripted and out of control. Cam Abney is a third-round pick from 2009, currently playing in the ECHL for Bakersfield. Doesn't count against the cap, and it looks like his contract's up at the end of the season. I don't even know if the Leafs plan on re-signing him. Watch that happen before the video's done. Teemu Hartikainen, according to CapGeek, unless I'm missing something, doesn't have an NHL contract right now. He is technically Leafs property in the NHL, but he doesn't have an NHL contract. He's actually currently playing in the KHL this year. So if he decides to come back to North America and play for the Marlies and or Leafs, that's great. If Cam Abney can work his way up and do something, that's great. But what I think this was a good old salary dump. The Leafs get Mark Fraser's contract, which is over $1 million, off of the cap. That's great for the Leafs. What it does for the Oilers: one, it gives them another defenseman. Will he be great? Who knows, but it's at least worth a shot. Two, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think I might be, because Hartikainen's in the KHL. You have a max of 50 roster spots. The Oilers trade 2 to the Leafs for 1, freeing up a roster spot. Might be wrong there. I don't know the ins and outs of all that. And don't let your imagination run wild like, oh, the Leafs are selling so that they can buy at the deadline. No, not so much. Because what you're forgetting is when Clarkson and Bolin come off the cap, the Leafs can barely afford to keep the players they currently have. In fact, I'm not sure they'd be under the cap. Pretty sure they'd be over. So this was kind of a necessity. The Leafs might buy at the deadline, but just looking at the team right now, they can't under current circumstances. Question of the game: how do you like the trade? As a Leafs fan, Oilers fan, or just a regular fan, like an electronic one that you buy at Home Depot? Second and final question: what's it gonna take for Kadri to get love? Like, he's got a lot of fans that love him, but there's a lot that really don't. Fans and media, because I think he should be getting more love. That's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. You're just great. You're a peach. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell everyone you know, and I will see you next time. Battle of Ontario. What a treat. And speaking of treats, new Steve Dangle podcast dropping tonight. Peace out, homies.